to the shiny hunting every dark type Pokemon in the month of March. We did get to 13 yesterday with our Nuzleaf and Morpeko, but we're back at the one game that is causing me the most trouble, Pokemon Sword. So, let's just get into it, really. We know, we've said from day one, this is the hardest of the 3 games we're going to play. We're just trying to get through some Nickets and Zigzagoons and hopefully get something. What happens, I guess. If it's bad, it's bad, but we found like a nice little area here where we can focus on Zigzagoon and Nickit. So that's 5 potentials once we add into all their evolutions, so we'll stick with that. So here we are again. Let's keep trying. What's here? Why is nothing? That'll do. We'll take the Zigzagoons. Now there are 3 in this line, and there's only 2 in the Nickit line. I spent a lot more time hunting Nickits. I believe last time we got it up to 50 on Zigzagoon and 300 on the Nickits, which was helpful. It should increase our odds in some way, but we'll find out more as we get further into our challenge. I've also said in the past, I have only ever managed to get 3 encounter shinies in this game. That being the Wishma and Wobbuffets, which were both targets, and somehow I managed to get a Gothitelle, which don't know where it came from, but it was different, it worked, and I was happy that we got it. I think that's the best way we can put that. No, we don't want the bugs, so yeah, so this is the perfect example of a bad level spawns. I believe there is also a very slim chance that proper grass in random encounters could be Purloin or Seedot here, which do work out to be something we need for the future. As I said, you can see we've got Nuzleaf at the bottom. We still need the Shift Tree. So, yeah, that's still a thing I've got to work towards. We didn't get anything here, did we? If I was doing bug, it would be alright, because I get all the blip bugs. No. No bugs. But we'll go for our normal process. Work through each one at a time. And see what happens, really. Like, we know there's no big rush. We'll get what we need. We've got hours to play. I will say Nickit is my preferred target. Only game. Well, technically, the only reason we win this game is to get their Pokemon you cannot get in the other games. Nickit sadly never made it to Scarlet and Violet. Deserved more, did our little fox friend. But it didn't. So yeah. We've also talked a little bit about maybe doing a dark type monologue afterwards as a bit of a side effect of what we're doing here. Like, we spent hours hunting the dark types, we might as well try a Nuzlocke with some. So why not? We've got, but I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what I prefer doing, the pure shiny hunting or a bit of Nuzlocking. Because I did spend like the last 2 years doing Nuzlocking before coming back to try my luck at shiny hunting. I have done pretty well for myself for where we were, like trying to get our living form decks. But there's a lot more we could do, I feel. This game is obviously, as we said, the one I want to do the most. It's the one I want the most shinies from. Let's put it that way. It's not the one I want to shiny hunt in the most. Because, well, we've seen just how annoying some of these can be. And so, we get our Zigzagoons. I still, as I also say, I still don't quite understand the odds in this game. I can sit here, I can read them, I can stare at them, but somehow it just does not go in. So there's also that problem that I'm dealing with. So, but again, like as I say, like the idea is just to open up so people can come and shiny hunt, share their stories, and just enjoy shiny hunting. Like I will always say, I find it quite a lonely sort of thing to do. So that's why I wanted to do videos and streams, just because it gives you a chance to maybe have some conversations while you're not doing too much. Like this is the perfect example. There's no way of tricking me, there's shinies. I don't have to stare at everything like I do in Scarlet and Violet. And like the only time I would have done this before is if I was watching someone else playing games as well. So that's why I kind of want to do something on my own way. So like we can have some chats. It would be nice to chat to more people who shiny hunt and just want to talk. Well, just the basic nonsense that you do in life, really. I knew that thing was following me. Still ran into it. Queen Corgi. Still one of my favourites. I will still maintain that this gen has some of my favourite designs of Pokemon. And of course, one of my two favourite regional variants is here with our Zigzagoon. Like, Muck is my other favourite just because of the colouring system on it. As I said before, I was trying to get Nickit and Wooloo a lot, and over the years it just became slow. No, never got a single one. Knocked out, I believe, 1,000 Wooloos. We saw with this we were nearly at 300 Nickits and not a single shiny. I didn't know, I thought I'd broken the game or something. Like, this game's set up purely to have the shiny charm, and I couldn't get shinies. But when I did the raid dens, I got loads. Like, there was nothing ever wrong. So the other ones we will need to go for are Kavana, which is difficult because it's a fishing encounter. While we were getting quite a lot when we were doing it, fishing is not that entertaining either. And I believe Absol's going to be quite difficult. We did have a little look last time, and we kind of saw what we meant by that. There was only one or two spawning at best. It must be the rare spawn in the snow, so it's also very difficult to find that one for me. May reluctantly have to do the breeding in this game, but we'll decide if we can finally get one of the others, because that's what's important. Getting one, just something, anything really. But we know that Nickit's a little green fella, so we'll see what that's like. See why. Again, get anything good here? Or is it just going to be, well, good, Zigzagoons, not bugs. I was worried I was going to get all the bugs. I think if I stand still, the Zigzagoon will run into me. Because they're feisty little fellas. But anyway, let's carry on. I learned today that somebody has set up, whenever I go live it pops into their Discord. I didn't even know that was a thing. was actually doing the first time I've gone around sharing that I've streamed for a while, and suddenly it is everywhere. But I'm not sure how many more I can fit in this bottom little collage of photos, because it's getting a bit tight in there, but it works for what we're doing, right? We get to see a few. I could just put one or two in there, but I think it depends on how many we get, really. If we start getting to the big numbers, we will have to start trimming them out. May get rid of the icon at the end as well, just so we can put them all in, so it feels like we've got a little family of pocket monsters. That might... okay, it was the 6 ago. I really don't know if we're going to properly pop off if we get this one in this game. Like, I was really happy that I got the Legends Arceus couple on Saturday, and we'll be back in Legends Arceus tomorrow. But I do need to do some work in it tonight. Try, I believe, and finish off the Spiritomb Pokédex entry, and then technically, I believe, everything I need to hunt will be done. Because we caught the Skorupi/Drapion, we caught the Stun Tank, which we did need to get some more done to perfect that one, but it's done now. I'm pretty sure I've finished off Hunchcrow, or I'm in the middle of finishing it off, but Murkrow's done, Stunky's done, and Quillfish got done as well. So now that's helpful. So they should all have the best of the best odds. So there's a chance we might get more of them. Oshawott is also done, and the evolution line, which is kind of also important because we are going for them, as well as Eevee if we did want the Umbreon. So yeah, we're doing okay, I think. We are. Could do better, but could be doing a lot worse. We'll get this one first. Oh, nick it. I would never have actually thought to come and look in this area, to be honest, when I first set it up. I was thinking Route 1 for Nickit, Route 2 for Zigzagoon, and maybe somewhere in the wild area. But I didn't realise this little corner is absolutely perfect for what I want at the beginning of this challenge. Again, we do have a few that are a lot more difficult. Pancham is one. Purloin wild area will move each day if I don't play with the clock. I'm not too worried. Purloin's pretty common. Pancham is relatively common, yet I have not seen any since I started this. Mainly because I think it hasn't clashed. It didn't clash with any of the weathers. But I know it turns up in the wild area at some places. I just not. The days I've looked, a little bit frustrating. Eldegoss. Hopefully we don't get this. I want to save this to when we need it, because that will be more helpful. And hopefully on Wednesday we can have a bit of a longer spell in Violet. I didn't play too long because I was in a little bit of a time constraint, but still happy we got 2 shinies yesterday. Previously, when we had done our afternoon sessions in a Violet and a Scarlet save, we'd got 4 each time. I will still need to go back to Scarlet one more time for Roaring Moon. I went to go and get the last 2, and we got the Larvitar, but not the Roaring Moon. And we even got the first dupe of the session as well, where we got our bird Zwelos. But it is very difficult to find the perfect spot for those two. Like, everything just kind of clashes, but it doesn't quite clash, if that makes sense. Come back, Zigzagoon. We need you to shine. Because we need 3 of you, so you're going to take a long time for me to get all of you. I don't really want to spend all my time just on you two. Which is something else I've said, that do I want to spend the whole session like just here for these two, or do I want to spend a bit of time on the others? Kind of plays into everything we do and don't like about these games. In a weird way, I could treat it like a sandwich where we do 30 minutes here, 30 minutes at the next one. And I said that last time, still not sure where I want to stand on it. So yeah, that's kind of where we are. Oh wow, all we got was bugs. And we ran into one of the bugs. It seems like it's a blip bug day for everyone here, which is not good for me. Because, well, we don't want a blip bug. It's no good to me. That's better. 3 zigzagoons. Will one be nice to us? I guess I probably should start knocking more out, but I just don't want to. I know it will increase my odds a little bit, but that's the key thing. It's a little bit like, I still haven't seen a brilliant aura one or anything up here, I don't think. And that's kind of crazy to think that I've not seen a brilliant aura Pokemon, to be honest. There's no excuses for it, really. But that's just how we have to play this game. We have to deal with the ups and downs. But I think Brilliant Aura is like 3% anyway. But then I should have seen 1. It's the fun bit of this. Nugget. Let's get it done. Ziggy? Oh dear, the shiny hunts are real and they're painful. So I have to make sure I put this game in the middle, otherwise I will only complete the others and I'll have to only do this game at the end, which is even worse, if we're being honest. I feel like nice rotation between the 3 games is actually a bit more fun. Okay, let's get rid of these bugs. Can you get me a Nicket, please? 2 bugs. I think what I'm going to plan to do is going to start here and I'm going to end here. That'll be the good plan, I think. The other thing that's confused me is I could have sworn there was like an Obstagoon that spawned over here. Like a daily spawn, so not like all the time. Just surprised that it's not here anymore. And so if I plan to do about half an hour here, jump to the next area, try Purloin or Pancham, and then finish the session here, because I need to get through all of them anyway. So, and if I go to the wild area, I can sort of heal up a little bit, even though I probably have items. This game doesn't have as many items, but it has a lot of we can see by the items it's pretty plain, like the 2s and 3s. But I do have a lot of where is it? Dynamite ore, so I can get a lot of bits and pieces because we've done a lot of DAs on this save. Which reminds me, I do need to check one thing very quickly. I'm going to go here and go to the DA cave. I just want to check the area for Absol. Very unlikely, but you never know. Oh yeah, that's the Aurorus. I wondered what that noise was. Jinx? Yeah, we don't need Jinx. Do like the Aurorus though. Partially one of the reasons why I want to go for rock types eventually. I just want to see what she's going to be offering me in the DAs. Because she usually likes to tell you something, doesn't she? Mesprit. Okay, no, you're not having anything for that. And if we look over here, what can we buy? I forget. Lots of candies, basically. Wishing pieces. We could get some beast balls. Yeah, but most of that stuff's not that helpful now, due to the fact that the competitive scene in this game is finished. So we're going to have to check the weathers, aren't we? Snow? Is it snow or is it snowstorm? I forgot what the weather was that I got a focus for. We'll just check all of the weathers first and then check Absol itself. Okay. So it would only be the first couple that would be relatively helpful if Absol is one. Okay, in here, what is it? Snowstorm. Yeah, it only turns up in snowstorms. And we don't have snowstorm at the moment, sadly, so Absol's not happening. So let's go and see what the wild area's got to offer today. Are they going to show me Panchamps and Purloins? They're my key ones, but we're just going to heal up as well, because we did some battling, so Rillaboom has no PP left. I always go this way. That looks miles away from that Onyx, I'm not going to lie. That felt like a con. So, but we don't need to worry about it. So what do we have here? Bunnelby. What else is in there? Can't really see anything else. Bunnelby, and nothing of note. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a bug, so it might be like Metapod. Oh, there's Pancham. So this is what we'll spend some time. Get some Pancham luck. No, we only need the evolution, so that's another one where it's just a one-off. So yeah, that's our plan. Pancham for a little bit. Now, do I know what a shiny Pancham looks like? No, I don't. That's why we listen for the sparkles. Pancham? Do we start knocking a few out just for the numbers? We'll see what damage we can do actually, that might be helpful too. Pancham! Shall we see what a Pancham shiny looks like? Okay, so it's basically a lighter colour top, I'm guessing. Okay. It's not like the best. But I guess it's got lighter coloured like trousers. Well, they look like trousers. The bottom half is more of a light grey / pinkish colour. From what I can tell. Might be wrong there. As we said, we'll do like about half an hour on a few of these, knock a few out, maybe get some odds up, you never know. And yeah, then we'll move on to the next one. We haven't actually had any luck with finding Pancham until today, so that's another reason why we should really do a bit of work on it. What is this? Another dark type in the community game? Like, seriously, it's trolling me with how many it wants to put out there. But for now, we go for our cute little panda thing from Kalos, because, you know, panda bears are famous for being French. It's probably easier than actually riding the bike, just running through the grass, isn't it? But I always sort of dislike the faster movement when you're doing the smaller parts of the game. But has this challenge been worth it? That's the bigger question. Did it do enough to make us stand out in a crowd? Probably not. But we will have to keep going until we find it. And you're not a Pancham. I heard one of you. There you are. At least they come and find me. That's always nice. Pancham is going to be difficult to catch. It will always be. But we did know that shiny hunting is a long-term game. It's not finish the Pokédex relatively easy. It's going to take a very long time to get what we want. A lot of effort, a lot of work, and hopefully some entertainment along the way. But you never know. It could just be a disaster. There's metapods here. If that had been shiny. Stupid little metal pod. Nope. We don't want to do anything to it, apart from run away from it. I hear you, my friend. Go away, Tyrogue. We've had enough of your shiny. We got like 4 of you trying to get hit on top and then didn't get one, so we had to keep going with these evolutions. So the fun thing is, I have entered a random battle thing on Pokemon Showdown, and I've had my first round match drawn, so I'm hoping to get that match done soon, so I don't turn into... well, as I said, I like the random battles in that game, because you can just get completely thrown out, or you could have something that sweeps the other way. So I'm hoping that I can get those matches set up relatively soon and see how well things go. Hopefully I don't just lose the first couple and be completely out. I don't mind if I lose like 2-1. I still want to lose 2-0. But I can switch that game on and win 4 in a row because I've had some really good Pokemon. And then the next one I have terrible luck. Well, earlier today I faced somebody who had a Ninetales with Drought. So my water types were useless, my grass types were useless, and my bug types were useless, and that's all they gave me. You know, I had a ghost type, but it was a Golurk, so it was also useless against the solar beam that the Ninetales had, so yeah, it wasn't great. So yeah, I don't think I win anything remotely interesting, it's just something to try, and as I've mentioned, I'm not really into the overly heavily battling stuff, but I quite like the idea of random ones or metronome ones. I find them a lot of fun. Because before, I remember I did try to do a metronome tournament, but it wasn't great. I messed up the typing in the first group and it got a bit... I would love to do it where you could commentate, but it's pretty fast to keep up with. And then you have to have like 2 accounts to do it, which is also a little bit frustrating. But Pancham is playing hard to get to, just like everything else in this game. I've said that this could be the game that we do the late night sessions on, or the second sessions of the day, just to do some of these frustratingly difficult ones. But this is kind of the bit I didn't look forward to on this challenge. Like I said, I really want the ones that are in this game. They are really interesting shinies, but they're also very difficult to get. And that's the problem. You want to put a lot of effort into it, but it can be hard to. Metapods. But Pancham is ready to be caught. That's the key thing. It wants to be shiny. There's a lot of it that goes, I'm ready. I'm willing to join the party. So that we can then put the Galarium Ultras in and level it up. I believe that's how you evolve a Pancham. It's one of those Pokemon I've never really used properly. Because, well, it's a Kalos one. This one, again, might be quite easy to get in a later game. So, if we go further back down the line, in ZA, it is a Kalosmon, so it should be in there. So hopefully it will be. And that would make it a lot easier to shiny hunt in the future. It's more of the Galarian ones which are going to be the problem. They need some more love. I still maintain the fact that when they release the proper games, every couple of months they should do outbreaks that are free, completely free, but then they can release new Pokemon into the game. And I'm not saying a lot, like maybe 4 or 5, and they can just, there'll be like an outbreak and then they become like a natural spawn in the game. I think that would add a little bit of quality of life to these, fix a few of the Dexic haters out there who don't like them all being in every game anymore, since this game pretty much, because you don't need everything at the start. That's perfectly straightforward. You don't need to get every single Pokemon from day one. It would ruin the game. But if it sort of happened, considering this game, Scarlet and Violet is what, 3 years old, I think. It would add so much quality of life, because we're now at a stage where Gen 10 has not officially been announced. There's nothing in the pipeline for us to know anything about, so why not add a little mass outbreak event where you can get, I don't know, Nickit, Yamper, you know, the stuff that's being completely ignored, or Furfrou, or something like that. Any of them, really. And then suddenly everyone has a reason to go back onto the game because there's something new to go and catch, and it's a bit rewarding. And most of the outbreaks they release are, for lack of a better word, a little bit boring. Like Charcadet 3 is too late. Poliwag and Swaddle, fine. Nothing wrong with it. Lapras and co, it's all fine. But you could have got them yourself in an outbreak if you were that desperate to get them. You don't need the events for the ones that are already out. But I hope that's a future addition to the games. I feel like it could, as I say, add a lot of quality of life stuff to the game, instead of us just being stuck with the same old. And even if they did lock it to maybe post-game, so you do have to have finished the game, they can start appearing, but then it would also be really fun if there was like a seasonal like selection of Pokemon that come and go, so you could pick the game up in the summer and suddenly there's a new selection to play the game with. Then when you go back to winter you've got a different selection, and so on and so forth. But I do understand that one would be a lot more difficult because seasons are different around the world, so I don't know whether it would be possible to do that. A bit like how they do on Pokemon Go, where you can't catch everything every day of the week, so why not add something for us all to enjoy? This could have even been a trial for it. Like, it's a little bit more difficult because it's not the same sort of outbreaks people have loved in Scarlet and Violet with the shiny stuff, but imagine if they had just tried it, put in like Wild Area 4 had Furfrou appearing today. And the fact that you've got models in this game, BDSP and Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet, it's like the models made, so I know it's slightly different for Furfrou, it's not made. But there's others that are made that you could have used as like your templates. And give us our elemental monkeys. but that's just my feelings. The problem is now that we're in a really drier spell, unless Champions is a lot of fun. I feel like we could get some fun out of Champions, but again, we don't know when that's coming out. How it's going to be. Like, all we know is it's a game with battling that involves every type of battling there is in the world of Pokemon, whether it be Terra, Megas, probably Dynamax. But how does it work? When are we going to learn more? Etc. etc. I know that's more of a little bit of impatience, but considering it's been what, if you don't include the DLC, it's been a very long time since we've had a new game. And there's only so many times you can play through the base game with any of these and have something new and fresh to do. Hence why we're shiny hunting things that are very hard to find in this game. So far we are, I want to say 5 hours into this game and not a single shiny. So yeah, not ideal. As I said, I'll take one. Just take one. Don't care which one. But this is where the shiny hunting habits have changed over the years. People used to be happily spend hours doing this, and not really like, especially on the DS, you could be watching something big on the big screen. Which is mainly why I don't play too much of the DS. I kind of like playing these on the big TV. Granted, I'm not doing it right now, but when I did play them, or play them on my own time, I do like using the big screen TV for it. I find them so much more enjoyable that way. I can relax and play it. Like when it's handheld, it's easy to do a mistake and miss something and run into something you don't need, and etc. But I just love big screens you can play this on, which is why I actually like the Switch titles. Yeah, apart from Let's Go. In a weird way, I'm kind of more okay with BDSP than Let's Go. It's strange to say, but we know my frustrations with Let's Go. It's not visually a problem, it's just the gameplay and the game mechanics I get upset with. But I'm quite happy to play this one. Like, low-key, Sword and Shield is still my favourite. The story's a bit boring, nothing really happens, but just exploring the world I like. And with the DLCs, it does feel like an older game, just expanded. Like, I know all the routes should be bigger, should be longer, should be much more filled, shall we say? Because like, you look at some of the late routes, they are literally a patch of grass. It is horrible. Most notably, the one going out of Hammerlock. It's literally one thing to get to the ruins, and then the ruins is the next location, and it's like, what is this as a location? And even though it's a beautifully designed one, everything leading into the fairy gym needed more. It would have been an amazing visual, that one, if it was a big open route. The town itself is phenomenal design, but it's so small. That's like the big drawback for me. Like at that one, it's where I think some of the game gets held back. Like, I don't really mind Spikemuth I kind of like the idea that it's a bit of a grungy town, and it kind of fits like the dark gym members like Team Yowl being or where we call home, I guess. But and it also plays differently because it feels a bit like a side-scrolling platformer, which is quite fun as well in a weird way. Sir Chester's nice, like, apart from it doesn't make sense in the game where it isn't the ice gym, I find. I don't really understand why an ice town has a rock gym. The desert one, I can't remember that one's name. The one with the other alternative gym as well is a bit strange, so I would almost flip them around and put rock or fighting in one maybe, and then ghost and ice in the other. But that was also the thing that's quite nice about these games, by the fact that you had different gym leaders depending on the game you were playing. But then I also do think that the other gym leader should have been the person you face in the Champions Cup. So if I'm playing Sword, I should have faced Alistair. Or the other one, I can't actually remember. I guess I completely forget what the Sir Chester 2 are called. I know one's Rock, I think one's Gordy. And one is the Ice one, but I can't remember which way around they are. But I said, I think you should have faced the other one in the Champions Cup, because then that would have added a bit more intrigue to it. Because the Champions Cup is a bit boring, that you just face the same gym leaders again. I don't mind Raihan being the final one you face, because he is meant to be Gym 8, the best, etc. But his battle is actually easier in the Elite Four than it is in the gym, because it's a single battle, not a double. The double battle is actually quite difficult if you're doing a Nuzlocke, because of course you can't swap out. When you're doing a single battle you can, I know you can switch that off, but this is actually a brilliant one. We finally found a brilliant one. So we actually knock brilliant ones out, right? Yeah, let's do it. Let's knock this thing out. It's a little panda. But I also like in this game that you start off as like a small, like, what looks like a small, like, country boy going out into battle or to his venture. I think it adds a little bit of flavour to everything that you're going to do in this game. So it's nice. But that's just me. Like, this is why I kind of like this game a lot more than a lot of people. I still say I came from Gen 1 to 3, which was all pretty much top down. And while it is interesting to explore each area from a top down perspective, after a while you dreamt of the 3D games. Growing up, like, we had Snap Stadium, which had big 3D battles. There were other games out at the time that were doing big 3D things, like even like different genres, but things like Final Fantasy. In a weird world, there's a game I used to love called Dark Cloud, which also did something different but similar. Played it a bit more like a mystery dungeon, but again, it was a 3D game. You can go into dungeons to collect stuff. It's what I really wanted. And then, of course, you had Nintendo with Legend of Zelda's. They were all 3D and fantastic, and everyone loved them. So I didn't quite understand why we couldn't get that with a Pokemon game. And even like through the DS era, not much really came from that. So that's what I would like to have seen a bit more of in the future. Like, and then when I started seeing people play this, and certain real life situations, shall we say, and meant more people were staying at home. It was a chance for me just to go, you know what, screw it. I'm going to get a Switch and I'm going to play these games, because there wasn't much interesting me on the PlayStation at that time. Still isn't, that's why I sold it. And my PCs were becoming slower, so they were more certain other games, not necessarily graphical games, so the Switch worked out perfectly. But that was just where we came from, where we thought we could go with our journeys through these games. Like I've said many times that I kind of struggle to enjoy a lot of the modern open world games. Like I don't ever say they're bad, it's just I don't like the go to place A, pick up item B and go to place C games. They frustrate me now, and I got very tired of them. And the best example of this from my point of view was how I used to play Red Dead Redemption to death. I loved the Nightmare version as well. Couldn't be more happier playing that game. Put in Red Dead 2 and it was like, I can't be bothered. I just got bored because it wasn't. Even though it's exactly the same game, to the extent of what you're doing, you're a cowboy doing cowboy things and blah blah blah. It just didn't appeal to me anymore. And that's the problem. A lot of these games are trying to make it so open, it just doesn't quite click for me. I like my games a bit more contained. That's why I do like the original Last of Us, but never played The Last of Us 2. It's another perfect example. When I first played it, it's the emotional roller coaster that will break your heart. But then the second one came out, the leaks, the nonsense of everyone hating it, and I tried replaying the first one and I just couldn't enjoy it anymore. I don't know what happened and why I lost my interest in it. We might as well check the proper spawn, right? With this machine, shiny, it would be even easier to catch. This one we are going to knock out though. But then I used to play a lot of the sporting titles that came out yearly, and the more they came out, the more they were, here's your game, it's not quite finished, but play this game and spend more money to be more entertained, but we'll take all the good parts of it out and we're just going to only have the part of it that makes you spend all your money, which is called FIFA. As I always say, the very, very first FIFA Ultimate Team was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. Because the concept was open your packs, pick up the cards, and fill up a sticker album. And if you completed a team, you would then get more coins. And so you could open bronze packs and they would mean something. And you would end up building and collecting teams, selling. Obviously, you trade for coins, your cards. But it would, if you got a bad pack, they were all repeats. Trading one would be enough to get another, even bronze pack. And I liked that. And then the next year they took that out completely. And I understand from what people have told me it was to do with the people that make real sticker albums complaining that they were stealing their idea. But now it's all about the fanciest cards, and it doesn't make you good at FIFA if you've got a 99 rated player of the season card. If you're good at FIFA, you can play with any player, and that's the problem. But it's been drilled into everyone to spend to get the best player, and it just sucks the life out of it. Like, if you really want to be good at it, you build a gold team, you win the money, then you can go and buy the next level up. And that's how I always played it, and I always loved it. Elsewhere, like, I tried the 2K games, and I can't stand the combat system. It's boring. Again, I was the one playing it before, doing the same thing. But it is literally just bash the person's head until they can't get up. It's not wrestling, it's just Tekken with wrestlers nowadays. I liked the GM mode. It's the main reason why I did keep getting the last couple, because they promised it would be good and it would be better, and it wasn't, and it was worse, and it got boring again. And I feel like this is going to become the rant video. Episode 10, the one where I rant about video games and why I don't like them anymore. Ah, the comedy of it. But this is the problem with my enjoyment from games. I really struggle to enjoy them. I would love to have a nice little group of friends who can all play the games with me, and we can spend an evening online playing them instead of me having to look for people all the time. And it's part of how games have changed in a bad way, but also a good way. That's the thing, it's gone both good and bad, because it is great that you can meet other people to play the games with online, but it's bad that you are not incentivized to go and play with your like in real life friends, because some don't like things. Like, I remember during the lockdowns and stuff, we were just doing quizzes online, which was nice. It was great fun, but I made like the small suggestion of trying Among Us, because it was £2 to buy. I think we could have all afforded £2 to play something that no graphics required game, but nobody was interested, sadly. And we did get the free Risk game on Steam to try. We spent most of a weekend talking about doing matches on it, and we spent one evening on it and never went back. Not because it was bad, just because things happen and we just can't be bothered, really, I think. But it is the part of getting older, like, people aren't as invested. Like, I would love to be able to just pick up a game just to casually play and not have to share my story on it or feel like I want to. And the problem is that's what I want to do. I always want to talk about what I'm doing on these games and share the journey with people. It's why I spent about 6-7 years ago, I did a whole 200 episode series on the old TEW game, because I got really obsessed with it, and I enjoyed it to the extent of what I was doing, writing the shows, booking the shows, etc. But after a while, it sort of ran its course. I didn't care about views when I was doing it. I was just making the videos that I was going to be playing anyway. I tried doing the new game, recorded the first 3 episodes, and it has one more pop-up screen that I didn't know about, and it didn't record it, so yeah, not overly impressed. And I never actually went back to it after that, just kind of sad. But I've tried another version where it's a bit simpler, but I just can't get into it. Again, it's more to do with me. I just feel like a lot of games now are designed to push you away from enjoying with everyone else. Or they're free games that aren't actually free and want you to spend lots on for cosmetics. So your Fortnite, your Pokemon Unite, and there are many others, like all your mobile games. They are free to play, and then to actually have the best stuff in the game or be able to get the best stuff, you need to spend, and well, kind of ruins it. Like, I know I spent nearly 4 or 5 years playing a mobile game and gave it up last year. It would be a year ago now. because it was costing too much to stay on top. I wasn't enjoying it. Like, and the thing was the card designs were out of this world. Like, never questioned the card designs. It was just the gameplay got very dull. And that's the best way I can describe it. Like, it got dull for me. Well, I do play a bit of Marvel Snap. It is something I may one day stream. I just got to see if I can get the Steam game to actually be a bit more stable. I found that it crashes a lot on me. It's not fun. But I don't really play to get to infinity or infinite, whatever it is. I just play to complete the challenges and try different cards out. So that's a bit of fun. But I have found this ranting to be quite nice. And I said before, I got a bit addicted to like the simulator games over the summer. Basically TCG simulator, that one really took over. Played a lot of that. Still go back to it every now and then because they keep adding new items. I wanted to see what happens. Then there is like the supermarket, grocery store. Tried a lot of the others. A lot of it was just playing the demos or the prologues just to test them out a bit. Never really got too far into any of the others. Grocery store's a challenging one because one minute it works, the next minute the laptop goes, nope, you're not playing today. And I know there's like an endless horde of these games coming out. Like, I go into the store on the Switch and there's about 6 different versions of the card shop one, and they're all rip-offs. Because that's where I got the first failed version of one of them. Like, I thought it would be more fun to play on a Switch than a PC or a laptop. So I got one and it didn't work. It was fun. But we still stuck it out. We gave it a go. And they eat your time up when you're not doing much. And there's also part of me that wants to try some. I think part of me wants to go and upgrade to the next level up on the Nintendo online service so I can play the N64 games. But it is literally just 2 Pokemon stadiums, isn't it? And the original Snap, there's just no point replaying. And the Puzzle League, which was fun, but I felt was only fun because I was young. I don't think it's going to be as fun as it was back then. But anyway, let's see what else there is. Like, I would have bought Shuffle to here, but it's a touchscreen game, so that can't happen. I wouldn't mind trying to play Pocket on the computer rather than on my phone. I'm rubbish at it, but again, I've not put a penny into that game. I think if I was, I would rather it have a battle pass than a subscription, so it's my choice each month to buy a battle pass. I always frustratingly don't like subscription services. I think they are bad in general. Like, they're good for little bits, but the problem is you can easily get 2, 3, 4, 5, and then suddenly you're paying over the odds for everything. That's another reason why we stepped away from the PS4, because the online service skyrocketed. Bear in mind, I was literally only playing, at best, maybe a little bit of Fortnite or 2K games to get DLC. I wasn't doing anything fancy on them, so I was spending all the money. I might have gone in the shop and downloaded like the 3 games each month, but most of them just sat in my library to download when I felt like it. And I never did really download many of them. So yeah. So like I said I'd do like half an hour on each Pokemon. I spent a long time on Pancham, haven't I? But again, it's more for everything like. The other side of this stream feels like it's about me about to have a breakdown. Yeah. I've been trying to understand my graphics card on my laptop, so maybe I could play other games. And I've been quite surprised with, again, it's not the official stuff, but I've been looking at some of the websites that tell you what your laptop should be, or your computer or whatever, can play, and some of the games it can play surprises me a lot. Really. So I could actually try a bit more gaming on the laptop, which is very surprising. Mainly older games, I'm not going to lie, but it still surprises me what apparently it is capable of, considering it's been struggling like mad to play some of the modern sim games. So I really wanted to play Planet Zoo. I think that's what it's called. Might be. But it was telling me I couldn't play it, or my laptop couldn't handle it, and I was like, why? It's literally, there's like no like gameplay mechanics to it. It's a creator map type thing, which they're the ones that doesn't seem to be able to handle the graphics. But hopefully Hollywood Animal will come out soon, and that is something we will probably try. I played the demo and I really liked the concept there. I've always been a fan of the movie studio simulator type games. Like I played the movies back in the early 2000s probably, whenever it came out. I played the modded version so you could actually have enough people, because another one of these games that was really nicely designed but struggled with giving you enough actors, actresses, cast, etc., people in the studio, so you could mod it and make it a bit bigger, and I really like that. They've sort of tried to make a rebirth of it, but that one definitely didn't work on the computer. I tried it, and every time I went to exit, the laptop said, "We are about to blow up." So I had to get a refund on that one. So yeah, there's that one, but Hollywood Animal looks like it's a bit of a different dynamic, so there's certain real life or life scenarios that can cause good and bad things to happen, which I think will make it quite interesting and has really appealed to me. But when it comes to other games, like, there's a lot of things that look interesting, but we're kind of find ourselves in an awkward situation of a lot of games get released with the tag early release or early access, just to see if people will go out and enjoy them. But that's something for a later date, shall we say. Like, I don't really mind that, like, because going back to my Champman days or Football Manager days, we used to get the beta version of it. So you got 2 weeks of the game before it got released officially, where you could help find bugs and stuff just by playing it early. It was the full game. The only thing, they always put the little star there saying if it breaks or something doesn't work, that's why you're playing it early, for the patch to come out later. I didn't really mind that too much. I thought that was quite fun. But I still worry that I won't ever be able to play a new one on this laptop anymore, which is a bit sad. So I've played every single one for the last well, I played it for about 24 years each year. Some games I've played more, some games I've played a lot less. Probably my best actual gaming achievement came on that game when I actually beat or broke the record for one of my for my team's league appearances. Very hard to do, but I can't really enjoy them because I can't play them the same way I used to. Because of like the EU rules, it's kind of horrible. So I used to just like buy a lot of young talent to sell on. Like, I know it's the basic way of playing it, but I always used to play it that way and had a lot of fun doing it that way. Shift tree, oh, you shiny. I'm pretty sure that's a no. I didn't realise that Shift tree literally walks around like it's on stilts. That's what I've noticed. Yeah, so we're going to do a little search for purloin. Then we may do 5 minutes of fishing. Maybe 10, depending on how I feel. Is that a purloin? Yes. Actually, I don't want to be in the sandstorm doing purloin, do I? Because I can't false swipe. Because terrible things will happen then. And that's not what we want. Bumblebee. Bumblebee. If this is a sandstorm, we'll move on to the next area. I'm not doing hunting in the weather conditions that can hurt the Pokemon we're after. So that would be naive of me. I thought that was actually because of the watchtower, we were a bit close to it, but no. Let's get out of the grass, please. Yeah, so we don't really want to do this one. I'm hoping this next area has something. Okay, so that's going to be what Stuffle and Mudbray. Not going to waste my time with them. Don't need them. Hopefully there'll be a Lipard down here to just look at, to try. Yes, there's always one, but it's an ice one, so I don't think they're going to appear here. No to the Lipard 2. And yet again another weather area. So not great. What is it? Yep, it is mainly ice creams. And we don't really want to deal with ice creams, because they're bad. Snorlax, even if this is... Oh, here we go, purloins. That's what we were looking for. So we may do like about half an hour here, see how our luck goes. See, I would like to spend some time trying to play the Mario Party Jamboree with people. I bought it thinking it would be really fun, but nobody seemed to play it. Nobody I knew seemed to play it, so I ended up just buying it, playing it a couple of times. I did play with one guy online who was streaming, but at the end of the day it was us two versus the computers, so it wasn't like completely what we were after. Okay, there isn't actually as many as I thought here. So there's also that. I could go back to try Mario Kart. And I used to did play a lot of Mario Kart back in the day. One of the reasons why I actually got the Switch, I actually bought myself Mario Kart to play with a streamer who played online. I believe I bought all the paths for it as well. Okay, that Purloin area wasn't as good as I thought it would be, so... What's that? Trubbish, no Garbodor. No, we don't really want to deal with this stuff, do we? We'll try this Linoon. If we can run into its path. It would have been funny if that had been the shiny one, wouldn't it, after all of those Zigzagoon that we took on. I think the other thing that's holding me back in this game is I don't really stream it for long enough, because as I said, one of the big problems with it is when you're not getting anything, you kind of don't want to be playing it. So when you're doing Scarlet and Violet, if you get a shiny, I want to get back in and get another one. And same with Legends Arceus. You know you're going to get something eventually. But with this, you always feel like you're chasing that idea of a shiny, and you get left behind, like not getting anything. So it's kind of frustrating. I just want to see what's in some of these areas. So we've got a nice little Zigzagoon area here. I'm probably not going to waste my time with Zigzagoon here, because the other area is much nicer. Because I don't really want to do Sneasel. So I'm going to go over to the fishing spot we found last time for Kavana, up here. It worked relatively well. We were getting quite a lot. Well, we were getting a mixture of that and Magikarp, so it wasn't like a frustrating one. Hello, boy from Belgium. How are you today? I am good. Slightly been ranting about video games. The challenge is going well, which is the most important thing, I think. How have your challenges been going? Been on any more world tours on your Pokemon Go journey? Especially with like the Unova one pass that just came through. Nice fishing. Is that in this game or in Pokemon Go still? As you can see, we've done relatively well with our challenge. Just this game's causing me a lot of problems. At least the DAs aren't too difficult for the Tapus, I always find. And I'm not good with my Tapus, so I apologise if I get it wrong, but is the grass one right, Bulu? No. So I know someone else who was grinding for them, because when I was actually recording every single DA I was doing, and somebody was after the grass one, so we did about 7-8 of them in a row. Didn't get anything, but we beat it every time. So I'm guessing with if it is the grass one, you just grab yourself a poison type and you're pretty much perfect for that one, aren't you? But I might be wrong. I always get them mixed up. Well, for this challenge, I still need to do one. I still need to do Guzzlord eventually. But I can't unlock Guzzlord until I've done the main story in this game, and I haven't done the main DLC story because I'm trying to shiny hunt the Reggies. Pretty sure I don't need to do the Swords of Justice to do it, but I do know I need to do the Reggies. So that's why I haven't done it yet. It's only that and Yveltal. Nice, there's only 2 dark type legendaries that you can get in a game without some additional pass somewhere. I missed the Darkrai event, so I can't soft reset for a Darkrai. And everything else is shiny locked, which is good for this challenge, not good for people who like to hunt for the shinies. I have also added Gyarados to my list because of the Mega. Because why not? I'm going to see plenty of Magikarps over the time playing these games. So why not just throw it on the list in honour of ZA. I don't really want to do too much fishing, but I know this is one I've got to get, and I believe this is the only way to get this one. I haven't found a location when they're in the water naturally. Like, obviously the evolution is the pest that chases you around, but the unevolved one, I believe, is only a fishing encounter. If there was another way of doing it, I would jump at it. Trust me. I know that I could, if there was a way to do the 3DS, I would also do it on the 3DS. But I don't have a way of recording / streaming the 3DS. That's easy to do, shall we say. Sad really, but I can't really help it. But I will say that fishing in this game is a lot slower than I remember it in the other games. But I am looking forward to seeing what this challenge total can be, and whether to do another type next month, or mentioned I might do like a mono lock on this and Scarlet and Violet. So I sort of do one day on one, next day on the other, and only do the type we've just been shiny hunting. I do think it will be very difficult in this game especially, because Dark generally has horrible weaknesses. Most notably, the one that I think is going to be more challenging is going to actually be the end game of Scarlet and Violet. The last two Team Star bosses, Fairy and Fighting, so I ain't looking forward to that. I know Terra can weaken some of it. So for example, if I could do the King Gambit run, there's a chance we could have a still King Gambit for the Fairy Gym. But it's not much help for the Fighting Gym. But I would have to do a bit more research on it. I would technically hopefully still have the Sprigatito by then, so that could become crucial for it, because of the Grass Terror. But I don't know. I feel like it would be fun, but I also feel like it would be a lot of frustration. But because we would have the DLCs, that does open the door to a few more, even if they're just ones to be sacrificed. Like, for example, Mighty Enna will be very helpful because it has all the biting moves like Ice Thunder, Fire Fang, good coverage there. But what else is there? Like, I get more Peko in mine because I've got Violet. And Nuzleaf would be quite good, or Shiftry. And then there's Crawdaunt, which might be good if I could get a water one. Well, I would if I got the right one, I guess. So there are some good ones there. It's just whether I would have enough patience to stick to it. Yeah. But that's just where we're thinking for the next one, because if I'm honest, this series has gone... It's good for what the video's going to get, but for the streaming side of it, it's been relatively quiet most days. Which is... makes me wonder whether it's worth carrying on with the next type. See, I was looking forward to coming in and doing this series, thinking that people would want to come along and enjoy the journey, but it hasn't really worked that way. It seems to be quite funny that ever since we actually reached the affiliate level, things have gone a little bit quieter than what they were before affiliate. But then you need to grab the audience when you can, right? I guess. Like, I imagine if I did do more, we have the brilliant aura. So now this is the reset one, right? Okay. Should that have maybe been the best odds for the Shining? As I said, I think if we did put a little bit more into doing later in the day streams, we might meet more people who are also playing the games with us. But it's very difficult, really, if we're honest, to see what we want and how far we could probably go. I think a new game would have really helped us a lot. As I said, I probably will put some time into Champions when it comes out. I would like to think sooner rather than later. I don't think they'll put it out too late, because if they bring it out too late, it's going to clash with ZA too much. So if everybody gets used to how it plays and then ZA comes out, it can then just get ready for the migration between the new things in there. But it would be fun to do a few more games. Like, the problem is, as I said, I've only got 2 non-Pokemon games on my Switch, being Mario Kart and Mario Party. And I don't think the laptop is very good for streaming games directly through it. I've tried Football Manager in the past. Well, I only did one session, but it was interesting. I will say that as a stream. But I don't really want to do... I want to try and keep this channel to just the one genre, shall we say, for the actual streaming side of things. And see whether I can get some luck on that. But yeah, this one is like the more frustrating game. And I've also seen that they may be actually getting rid of like the affiliate program completely, which is quite fun. Well, technically getting rid of it, where it looks like you'll be able to just set Twitch up day one and have options for screeners and stuff, for subs and bits and bobs. So there's that as well, which might be a thing. So you don't even need to grind your way to get to the level to do it. You can just sign up, get subscriptions from day one and stuff. I know it's very difficult early on anyway, but from what I'm sure, that's what it sounds like. No worries, welcome back. I did finally get a brilliant aura, but it wasn't shining, because I'm not sure what to do to get a brilliant aura. I was just saying about how they've changed the Twitch affiliates thing, or maybe ditching it, sort of. So you can literally set up to stream day one and be set up so you could get bits and bobs and subscriptions and everything. I saw someone describing what it was, and they reckon that something like 18 million people had tried to go live, or had gone live, but only 1.23 or something like that actually were affiliate level. I wish I could do the same thing. Never hunt in this game again, but like playing naturally from, I want to say, when the game first had all the DLC released. So it would have been late. Actually, it would have been from about the time BDSP came out. So, what is it, 2021? I want to say. Because I got my Switch about 2 months before Legends Arceus came out, and played this for the first time with the DLC and everything. So that's how often I've played it, and how many shinies I've had. Has been 3 this year. That's it. Never before. So that's why this hunt is rarely frustrating. I don't really enjoy doing random encounters that much, but I don't even think I can get what I need in the DAs. Or like, if I just picked all the dark types to catch, they won't be the ones I need, or they'll be the fully evolved versions. So I still need to get the Kavana, the Zigzagoon, the Nickit. Pretty sure the Linoon. It might not even be the Galarian Linoon, is it? It's probably the normal one. So I've not had too much luck that way. I should really put more effort into getting that set up, but as I said, I can't really stream it, so I don't want to set the game up. If I could stream it, I would do more in that game. But by the time I've got the one with the capture card, I'm not going to get very far. Very nice, congratulations on the shiny. I took all mine out of this game. Like, the only thing I've got left is my Reggie still, I believe, and maybe my X-Cloud. No, Loudred. I didn't even evolve it to the end. It was a Loudred. From my endless attempts at hunting Whismur and getting very far away from it. Have you got many of the legendaries out of the DAs, or have you only just started properly going for them? Because I've only ever got one legendary. Well, at least it's a nice one though, one of your targets. Like, I got Rayquaza in mine. But for other Pokemon, I've had Almado. I've had 2 Whimsicots out of them. Marowak, normal Marowak that is. And I had the Unpheasant I had to leave behind, which is the only other thing I think I've got. I think there's another one in there somewhere. But that was about it. I haven't had a shiny in a while, I don't think. I haven't done too many recently. Like, it's still hard to. It's like one of those, because I haven't got like anything targeted. Like, I don't have something that's easy to just run through. Like, I know when you play it on your own, if you switch the animations off, it's so quick. But you have to deal with hoping the computer isn't stupid today. I used to do like DA sessions with people, which is something we might do for this challenge as well, where we'll do like a DA day. But Magikarp. I feel like I want to go until we get the Brilliant Aura one more time. And then maybe go back for Zigzagoons. But we know my luck is we'll get the Magikarp. But we'll see how that goes. Do we keep getting just Magikarps or not? See what I'm thinking of, maybe doing like a DA session with the plans to probably do the Guzzlord one, or it's only Guzzlord and Yveltal I can do anyway. It is nice when you do get the shinies and the DAs. Like, Jinx was another one we got. That was actually the first one I ever got in my like new fresh save to do everything, which is this game. I made the save just for doing the DAs pretty much, and shiny hunting, nothing else. Like, that's why it's not got as much in it. Didn't even use this save to complete the decks for the shiny Keldeo or anything. I used the other game because, well, I didn't really care so much I don't want in it. But I don't want to delete it because I spent so much time with other bits and bobs, so it's now like a storage game where it's just got everything from like my crazy Nuzlocke that we were doing in the past. But as I said, I might do like some sessions on here where if I get Guzzlord set up, I might do like a Guzzlord DA evening or afternoon, and the same or Yveltal, if I can get that one set up too. And if things go well, they go well. But last time we did some DAs, we did do a little session off them just for a bit of fun, and they were okay. Like, we ended up just doing, I believe we did a Tapu, but I can't remember which one, because somebody wanted one, so they just sort of came in to watch and said, do you want to help us with that? And we weren't targeting anything, so we just went with that one. As long as I didn't ask for a Rayquaza, I didn't mind. I'm not doing another Rayquaza one. I've got about 5 shiny Rayquazas now, I don't need more. But I'm also tempted to set up so gets the DLC for Shield as well. So I can set up a second save just for the random encounters and stuff, really. Because at the end of the day, I do need to do, if I do rock types, I need all the fossils. So I need to be able to play the other game anyway. Fair enough. At least you got lots then. Are they the ones on your shortlist? As in, like, what the lady remembers for you to go back to in the future. My shiny legendaries are terrible, so... Like, but I have set BDSP up for Arceus now. It is ready, I'm at the top of the stairs, and it's... I did one reset on it and switched it off. So that was kind of the point of that other little, where we did the run through of that Shining Pearl, was to get the Arceus set up. So we got it, it's there, it's whether I want to do it now. Or not whether, it's when I want to do it, because we know how slow it is to do the reset in that game. Okay, we're going to do... I have seen that and it looked very complicated. I'm not going to lie. I watched the video of Papa Jeff, is it? He was mainly the one I saw doing it. It seemed very complicated and I didn't want to get involved with it. I think I would be more frustrated if I mess it up than just not get it. But it could be something where I do like 20 a day and then switch it off, and it adds up after a few days, doesn't it, or a few weeks and months, and suddenly you should be at your odds. So that's kind of my thinking. instead of committing to like do 4 hours of it, just do a little bit here, a little bit there. I don't know, I've never really done proper soft resets, so I'm not really sure what the best method for it is, like mentally, like can I sit there and just, like the Reggie Steel was bad enough for me, and I know that the others are not quite as bad. Like now I know what I need to do. It's okay, like just run away and set up the lights. Yeah, I guess. But then my only negative thing for that would be is I don't really have anything else to do in BDSP. So for example, I could do, when we do this, I could go and do 20 Reggie Rock resets. Just to see if we get the Reggie Rock early. That would be quite fun, that could work. But at the moment, it's not one of the types I need, so I don't want to do it. But for the, like as I said, BDSP was a bit of a filler, to be honest, so I could set this challenge going. But also setting up that Arceus, and also the Manaphy thing happened, so it all worked out nicely in the end for us. So that was good, and I had enough fun doing it, even though I lost on stream the final. I decided to bring in my A-team and Annihilator. I did not know that, no. And welcome in. I don't really know much about history, to be honest. I tend to know bits and bobs, but not enough. Yes, because most of the Roman ones are named and the planets are named after most of the Roman ones, aren't they? Oh, that's good to know. I won't get married in my birthday month. It's Mario Day, so maybe I should have played Mario Kart. Maybe, I don't know. But as I said, my history, we did Roman Empire stuff, but it sort of went in one ear and out the other. Probably. But then the numbers for most Pokemon games are very skewed, if we're honest. When you look at the viewer numbers, Scarlet and Violet always has the biggest number, makes sense. Most famous game. Newest game, but most of it is either bots doing raids or people just tagging it to play other games. Not many people are in that category at the top playing it, which is what frustrates me a little bit when I try to play it. I don't mind that everyone is going to be better at shiny hunting than me. I know that. But I don't mind. Just put it in the right category, please. That's what I ask. If you're playing Let's Go, put it in the Let's Go category. If you're playing Emerald, put it in the Emerald category. Don't put it in Scarlet and Violet. Because if you look at Sword Shield, BDSP and Legends Arceus, it's very rare that you'll see more than like 100 viewers in that section. But Scarlet and Violet will have between 900 and 5,000 depending on who's streaming. So right now I expect it'll be relatively high because I believe Tiller is on, and I expect Ryan Was Taken is on at the moment, and they will probably have a good 500 between them. And then a bit later on John Stone will be on, and I think last time I saw he was playing Black and White, but still in the Scarlet and Violet category, but to nearly 3,000 or 4,000 people. And then the category says 4,000 people are watching Scarlet and Violet. So I'm not sure how much more of this we can take. I wanted to get one more brilliant Aura Pokemon before the end of, before going back and having a little look at the Zigzagoons again. Because the fishing is not that fun. I'll be honest, I don't like it. As I said, if I was fishing, I would rather do it in X and Y. I like fishing in that game. Oh, here we are, our brilliant Aura. Just when we said we wanted it. Is it going to be a shiny one? No, it's not. Of course it's not. I don't think shinies are in this game. Right, we're going back to Zigzagoon. Zigzagoon and Nickit, we're going to do another probably 20 to 30 minutes. I know, that's what frustrates me a lot, because you're all trying to make a name for yourself in different levels. Like, doesn't matter whether, whereas like where we are, where we've just had the affiliate, but putting Scarlet and Violet if I'm playing Radical Red seems a bit cheap. You should only put the category of the game you're actually playing. Even if there was just like a Pokemon category, for example, it'd be different, but I've gone the wrong way. Where are we? Here we are. We found our area. Zigzagoons. I can't believe I still have not seen like a brilliant Aura Zigzagoon. And I saw like 3 Panchams. And there's so many doing all sorts of games. Like every time I look at the category, I think I did actually look when I was talking to someone else about it, and the top 20 in Scarlet and Violet, I think were only at best 2 people playing Scarlet and Violet. And when I say people, I mean people, not raids. Like the bot raids will be higher as well. But, and that's what I don't quite understand why there's not a bit more like auto setup on it to like stop people. Like it feels a bit lazy when you're a bigger streamer to not change it. I think that's the best way I would put it. It's like putting yourself in Fortnite and you're playing Call of Duty. Like they're completely different games, but because one has a few more people watching that category, they're watching you. They're not watching the category if they're in your stream. And if they do find your stream, they'll want to go into the category that you're playing, rather than like they're not going to come and watch you if you're playing Call of Duty if you've got Fortnite on the screen or something. So you sort of hold yourself back as well by not being able to put it in the right category. That's how I would read it. I might be wrong. Like, I don't think if I put this in Scarlet and Violet it would make any difference. I have found Legends Arceus generally finds more people because you quite often only see like 5 or 6 people on it. So if you're trying to get going, you actually don't want to be in the most popular category. You want to be in the one where you're the best or the most watched of that category. But I'm still learning how all of the algorithm stuff works, if we're honest. Like, we're not very smart when it comes to this stuff. Let's be honest. We're still finding our feet, hoping we can make something of this. and build ourselves a little community of people that enjoy shiny hunting. Because if I do end up going to one of the types that you have your DA set up to, I'll be quite happy to do some hosting of the DAs if you ever want to do them. Most people do, yeah. That's what I was saying. Like they're all nice people. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, but they just never change their game category. They just change their title, and that's what gets me a little bit frustrated when you're trying to do a stream on Scarlet and Violet, for example, and you look at the category and barely anyone's actually playing Scarlet and Violet, but you can't get the views because you're too far down the list of the highest viewers because people are playing the wrong game or not playing the game they're saying they are. Oh, that was a Yamper noise. Let's run away. Get rid of all these bugs. There we go. I'm sure some people will do it by accident, but some people just deliberately never change their categories. And we're getting back to this episode is definitely going to be called the one where I rant a lot. Not sure why. It just seems to have happened. Whether it be about gaming, streaming, or anything really. Because I say I put all of these on the VOD. Well, it goes on the Voices Lock YouTube channel, so all of the VODs are going to come out daily through April. I chose to put them back a little bit because then the main video will go on there as well, so you can watch the main video where you see all of the shinies. It should hopefully be a lot shorter than the last two. I'm trying to trim it right down to just being there's the shiny, not each encounter, which is what we had been doing, and the videos were like hour and a half long. So that isn't going to work. So the idea was to basically trim it all down. Like, I've done some minor editing on some of the early ones, so like the 4 encounters we got in Violet is about a 30-second or less clip, which then will get put in instead of some of them were like 2 minutes an encounter. So you can imagine just how much that piled up on like the 100 sandwiches one and stuff like that. So I've done like the intro, the things I can't catch, the first set of Violets, and the photo with the ones we got in Legends Arceus, but I haven't done the most recent Scarlet Violet ones. I might have done the Scarlet one actually. Pretty sure I did Scarlet, but not the second one I did in there. Because I did another like shortish evening session where we tried to get the Roaring Moon and got the Larvitar, so I'm just going to tag the Larvitar into the Violet one. And then push them all together into one video, and hopefully we would have something closer to 10 to 15 minutes this time, rather than an hour and a half. That's my plan. I'm hoping it's going to work. If the YouTube video does well, will also depend on whether we do another one afterwards, or whether we just go to what I said doing, like the monotype Nuzlocke. But the thing is, like, this works as something that can fill up a lot of time between now and Legends EA being released. Like, the idea of doing like a month challenge was hoping that it would be out sooner rather than later. It didn't work out that way, sadly. But yeah, and then we got the Direct in April, which would be interesting to see when the actual Switch 2 comes out. And will ZA be release day title? Not necessarily exclusive, just a release day title. Or will it be out a couple of months after the Switch 2? There's some good questions to be asked there. But that's me thinking aloud more than anything else. And of course, this challenge, as we said, I don't really know how many I'm going to get, how well we're going to do, or how badly. So, okay, there's a Gyarados, but you're not shiny, so you're not interesting. I got distracted by a brilliant aura, I think. I can't be sure. We'll find out in a minute. Once this goes away. Was it a brilliant aura, or was it just the propellers? Must have been just the propellers. Okay, but how is it that I managed to get stuck in the middle of the Zigzagoons and get my Seedot? We got our Nuzleaf yesterday, but we didn't evolve it. Because we got suggested to go for Houndour, and, well, we didn't get the Houndour, so it was okay, fine. We've had worse, we've had better. At least with Violet I've got plenty of things I can look at to try for. I'm going to just leave Scarlet for now. The only time I might do it is if I do an evening session when I think, well, I'm bored for a couple of hours, I may go and try it. But I'm not going to target it on one of the main sessions at the moment, because it's got my worst shiny odds anyway, because I've not got the shiny charm. I'm running out of Herber in it. So I will probably have to start making the more complicated sandwiches again, or hopefully I might have to switch autosave off, so I can just reset between. So I think we were down to maybe like one bit of spicy herb, as I keep running into something and ruining it. As we said, this game is probably the most frustrating for this challenge. But that's just what you've got to deal with, right? Take these off for a minute. I bought them thinking they would be better, but they seem to hurt my ear more than anything else. But we'll keep going. I'm probably going to go to about half past the hour, wherever anyone is in the world. But I will say that I did get myself the free shiny crocodiles on Community Day, so I have that line completing Go, which was nice. And I do like the new shiny Pokedex like entries that you can get in Pokemon Go. I think they're a nice touch to the game. I got a Grimer yesterday, a normal Grimer, which is also quite funny. I've got the Alolan one for this challenge. I also got a Beltoy, and considering me playing Go is literally a 15-minute walk a day, and not even catching everything, just catching what's at my house, I feel like I've done quite well for shinies in the last couple of days. So that happened. And as I say, I'm entering this Pokemon Showdown tournament. It will be interesting to see how this works, because I've never really got into battling with other people, such in a tournament. I've done it like the ad hoc ones that they sort of do, but this one involves having to communicate with someone about arranging matches and stuff. I've never done it that way on there. So I sent the person a message. I don't know whether I've heard back or how it works from here onwards. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how things unfold. It says if they don't reply to me, they all get kicked out of the tournament, which will be fun. Well, no, I'll get the win, not they will get kicked out, because they could say that they are unavailable, or something like that. But I'm not really sure how it works. Like, do they reply to me, or what? Because according to their profile, they haven't been on since like Thursday. That's either a good thing or a bad thing for me, I guess. Oh, a pearl. That's something we need. And from what I've seen popping through on my inbox, I have a lot of film work to look at today. All morning, no emails. All afternoon, just ping, ping, ping. So I have to go and read all of them and see what's going on, see what's potentially coming my way. Which is always exciting to see what's new. And then start to try and put the puzzle together on how to fit in all of the new movies that are coming out on Friday. Because last time I looked, there was 4 movies that I would like to see coming out Friday. And I don't think I'm going to get past seeing 2 of them. But if the cinema doesn't open at a nice time, yeah, we're not getting very far with that. As we said before, I'm very much an early bird person. Usually before I do these streams, I will have already reviewed 2 movies. So I have to just be a bit careful. There's a brilliant aura Nickit, come on. Nope, okay. Brilliant aura is not a thing that makes things shiny at them. Okay, good to know. Good to know. We're just going to pretty much clear this lot out, and then we're going to go stand in the corner. Because that's like where I like to save in this game. Like all the other games, I like to stand pretty much in a safe home area. But for this, it's not much point, to be honest. We go till there's no zigzags or zigzagoons left. And then we'll see where we are, I guess. Yes, I did get the right thing. So this is the last encounter for the day. I feel like it's been... We've had a lot of encounters, that's the key thing, but we haven't had that one we want. Which is the frustrating part of this game. But for the most part, I think it's been okay. But it hasn't been successful. So tomorrow we will be back in Legends Arceus.